Hi guys, it's James from Dirty Finger Racing. Today we're going to be going over how to use the Hotwire from Tekin. The first thing that you want to do is you want to come to teamtekin.com/hw.html. The only thing that we have to do here is we have to download the file. So just click on the download button on the page. You're going to want to click run or save so that you can save it to your computer. I don't have to, as I've already downloaded the program. It only takes a few minutes to install it. It's no big deal. When the time comes, we're going to come and we're just going to click on the Hotwire icon. The first thing that we have to do is we have to connect the Hotwire to the truck. So right here is the fan/data port for the speed controller. So you want to remove the fan plug. I found that using a small pair of needle nose pliers makes this a lot simpler of a job to install or uninstall anything from there. We are going to use the adapter from Tekin because we're using the Rx8 Gen2. What you want to do is you want to install this using the black wire to the outside of the port. Then the white wire towards the nearest motor post. And if you take it and you lean it slightly back towards you, it's a lot easier to make your connection. Make a good solid connection with it. Then we're going to take the hot wire itself, and then as you can see right here, this little thing is keyed. It has this little fin of plastic, and it plugs straight into the port for it. And when you plug it in, it's going to be color coded. Black matches with black, red to red, white to white. And then go ahead and plug your USB cord, which Tekin provides you with an excessively long USB cord. Here we go. However, I have this shorter one. I used it earlier today. It works perfectly fine. This is actually from my external hard drive. But we'll go ahead and use the supplied one from Tekin just so I can show you all a couple of things I found while using it. The first thing that you're going to do after you get it plugged in, alright, you're already connected. So you want to plug it in, and as you can see right here, I press it, and the instructions say press it in until it's seated firmly. See a little green LED flashing? That's saying that it's good to go. However, when I let go of it, it stops flashing. So I thought I was having an issue and getting ready to call Tekin until I tried switching out the USB cable, thinking that was the problem. However, seated firmly, you really have to press and you'll hear a clicking noise. Now it's seated and ready to go. Take this extra long USB cable and hold it up here. Alright. There we go. Alright, now that this is all the way in, well, first let me show you what happens whenever you're just kind of flashing green. You're going to get an error code whenever you try to open it. Alright, so there it's still doing this little flashing green thing. Double click on that. Come up, unable to find the hot wire. Check that the hot wire is connected and the USB cable is plugged into the computer. Then try restarting the software, and then it'll automatically shut down. Now with it fully seated, this is what you get. Go ahead, double click it, and it comes straight up. It's reading my settings. I did a little bit of tuning earlier, basically just to take away my front or my reverse mode. And this app is actually very, very good, as it's pretty much fully self-explanatory. Just highlight whatever you want or what you want to find out about, and it'll tell you about it. This is basically for your timing advance and how much timing advance you'll have. Go into here and you can see the setup. And you can even save your setup, and you can load a setup. I created a setup earlier today, so we'll go ahead and click it open, and it's not here. Where did it go? Interesting. Okay, well, we'll cancel that part. But basically, just make sure you know where you save your file to. Right here, these are up and down arrows, not V's. You can click them and go through them, and it cycles through your options. It'll tell you your voltage cutoff. I'm going to leave mine at 2S. Then right here you have what type of motor you're running, and this is BL brushless forward only. Then you have BL forward, immediate reverse, and then this is forward delay reverse. For racing, you're going to want to have forward only. And then down here, you have to use the Hotwire. You cannot use onboard tuning to switch your BEC from 6.0 volts to 7.4 volts. Anybody running a Spectrum receiver, you're good up to 9.6 volts. However, you want to check to make sure that your servo can handle the same amount of volts, as it's going to get its battery draw from the speed controller. So I emailed Savix. I'm waiting to hear back from them to see if I'm good to go. My spec sheet only shows up to 6.0, so I'm really not sure about that. Right here, this is where you can tune your brake strength, and then you've got your drag brake, your brake strength, your push control, your minimum brake, and then here, your next tab is your throttle. Your neutral width starts off, I believe it's like 25, and I went ahead and lowered down the band, and that's just the band. That's just the area of your trigger that is basically like dead space for neutral. It's neither brake nor gas. So then this is your current limiter. Default is set at 80, so I'm going to leave it there and see how it does. If I need to, I can always come back and retune. The next thing, and this is a pretty big thing, you have your timing. You have 2 custom profiles that you can do anything you want with, and then you have 5 different settings. Check the manual to find out about the linear graph for it. And then over here, this is basically where you enter the boost at. You can open it up and it'll give you different options. I'm going to keep it at and this is where your RPMs start at. Then this is your throttle curve. I'm going to keep mine on the linear. You can get one that's moderately aggressive, and then you can get one that's wildly aggressive that comes way up here. Then it also does mild, where it's kind of the same way, but the exact opposite as far as how the line goes. They have online help and everything else. Over here, you can also pull up data logs, which this will be for your last run. I haven't tested it yet, so nothing's going to come up right now. And then wherever you make changes to your setup and you're ready to save, you want to click Apply Settings, and then it'll say Apply the selected settings to the speed control. All you have to do is press OK, and then your settings are saved. Alright, that's the end of tuning with the Hotwire. So now something that I was going to show you a little bit about is you can tune over here on the speed control. Just make sure you go ahead and disconnect the Hotwire, disconnect it from your computer, then disconnect it from your speed controller itself, and then remember to plug the fan back in. What I wanted to show you was right here on the speed control. You have 2 different buttons. You have your mode and your increase. To calibrate your controller to it, press and hold mode for 3 seconds, and then it's going to beep. Whenever it's in the middle, keep your finger off the trigger. Whenever it goes to the far, well, for this it's the right, go ahead and pull the trigger all the way back, and then whenever that shuts off, you're going to press the trigger all the way forward, and then when that sets off, it will beep at you a couple times, and whenever it stops, your speed controller is calibrated to your controller. Now, whenever you get this, you should have a bunch of instructions that come with it, and it's called quick tuning. Basically, you're going to press your mode button right here, and as you can see, the LED starts blinking. The first one is for your drag brake, and then as you cycle through them, it cycles through your LEDs that are blinking. So as you go through them all, just make sure that you have your quick tune guide handy, so that way you can get in it, you know exactly what you're doing. Trying to show you all this in the video would make it a bit long, but basically with quick tune you can go through your drag brake, your brake and reverse strength, your push control and anti-drag. If you have a brushed setup with it, you can go through your current limiter, your neutral width, your timing profile, your motor type, and your voltage cutoff. If you have any questions regarding this, feel free to post me a message, and if you like this video, make sure that you subscribed. And that's it. This from Dirty Finger Racing. This is James, wishing y'all a good night.